Before you accuse me of clickbaiting, hear me out, okay? This may sound weird, I know. How on earth is Minecraft supposed to improve one's art? Well, when you think about it, there is a lot of similarities between building in 3D space and drawing. Storytime. I got back into Minecraft thanks to Infinite Drift and her 100 and 200 days cozy farmland modded playthrough. I was very burned out because of the last semester of university and trying to keep up with all projects, writing my bachelor's paper and studying for the final exam. Drift playthrough inspired me to get back to playing Minecraft, but go about it in a different way. Instead of focusing purely on survival, I wanted to build nice structures. But I was not super good at that, let me tell you. Drift's builds were really cute and cozy, so I was learning how to build by simply watching her do it and trying my best to mimic her decision-making process. And what do we have here? The first thing that made me a better artist. Understanding how to learn. Basically, to learn efficiently you have to do more than just look at amazing artists' work and try to mindlessly copy them. Oh, they draw eyes like this, and they draw hands like this, so I will do it too. Sure, that's one way to go about this, but when you want to take it a step further, you start to notice more things, like how an artist goes about simplifying anatomy, how do they decide on composition, color palettes, or character design choices. The key is to understand why the artist is doing what they are doing, because understanding why you are supposed to do something one way or another really helps you hammer it into your brain and get a hang of it quickly. So now I knew why Drift was using certain blocks for certain things and why she built her structures the way she built them. Cool. But outside of that, my builds still were mediocre at best. So I went to pursue Minecraft knowledge further and stumbled upon Flip's video talking about how to not get bored of your Minecraft world. And suddenly I had an unreasonable fear of getting bored with Minecraft. On the plus side, I found an incredible mega builder who was, and still is, a big source of my Minecraft building knowledge and inspiration. He makes incredible, huge projects that require a lot of time, dedication, and planning. The second art thing here is a bit of an obvious one. Planning. In terms of making art, sketching. It's not something I was sleeping on entirely. I picked proper illustration planning up before my Minecraft side quest, but it's still worth mentioning. Proper planning of your drawings will go a mile and further. Now, it might not be a super useful tip if you don't do full illustrations and you're a fan of characters floating in a white void, but for all my illustrators and comic artists out there, plan your drawings well before you jump into the next steps. It will save you a lot of trouble and frustration down the way. Composition, values, colors, maybe add some notes to remember something for later stages of drawing. If something doesn't sit well with you, it's okay. You still can change it because it's just a sketch, and it will only get better from here. There you go, bonus tip. Don't be afraid to change things if they don't look as good on paper as they did in your head. Maybe ditch the whole sketch and start over. I actually wasn't happy with composition in the drawing you're seeing on screen right now. I made a second version with better composition, in my opinion at least, using the same guides. Then I started having second thoughts about the first one, how much more dynamic it is. So I asked my beautiful Instagram followers to pick a sketch that was better in their opinion. And surprise, surprise, they picked this one anyway. I don't know what this shows. Maybe that sometimes most people don't even notice things that you're overthinking. Another bonus tip, sometimes people just don't care, so don't stress too much. In Minecraft, doing things like gradients, artificial shading and texturing is much harder because you have to use what's already in the game. You want a gradient from yellow to pink? Good luck, buddy! So let's take a moment to appreciate that making art is not as restraining. So yeah, texturing. Tip number another one. 5, I think. Having big surfaces of flat colors is generally not very interesting. In Minecraft, builders solve this problem by mixing in blocks with similar or matching colors to create interest and detail. Now, in art it's not as simple as throwing splashes of different colors on a surface. It can look messy and confuse your audience. But if you like that look, who am I to stop you? Go for it. I personally use texture overlays, or texture brushes, to add a little something to my art without too much work and making the drawing look cluttered. With that being said, finding a good balance between detailed areas and areas of rest is also something worth keeping in mind. Areas of rest are basically open areas where not much is happening and it doesn't take away attention from the focal point of the drawing. I don't know if I can count this as another tip or no. I will.
Hey yo, psst, psst, psst. You can blur the edges of your drawing or add chromatic aberration to bring attention to the middle.
The next one is still a part of the previous one. Grouping detail in patches works way better than spreading it equally on the whole surface, like flowers on a field. If it's not a field of one specific flower, consider grouping them together in little patches. It will look more natural. Or scales on a fish, or a dragon if you will. Instead of drawing each individual scale, draw a couple patches here and there that will suggest the texture of the whole thing. Same goes for blades of grass, leaves on trees, and hair strands. Don't spend your entire lifetime drawing hair one by one. Save yourself. Unless you enjoy scrutinizing over such detail, then by all means, you do you. Last but not least, don't burn yourself out. I know, easier said than done. Freepik goes about it by keeping a Minecraft book with all projects he's currently working on, the ones that are plans for future and those that are already finished. So the real tip here is, do what you want. You want to make a comic? Do it. You want to make a super complicated illustration? Do it. You want to doodle your OC in a trending meme? Do it. It's not like you're stuck doing it, and you are not any less of an artist if you don't finish a project. Do you think I don't have any abandoned whips? Do you think I work only on one thing at a time? Heck, I'm working on another video in the meantime of doing this one, just because the other one requires more time and effort. I haven't touched a certain big project of mine in a year, I think, and I still don't consider it to be abandoned. I do want to get back to it, just not now. These were the, let's say, 8 Minecraft building tips that made me a better artist. Am I going to apply all of them to my art going forward? I'll try to. I mean, they're there, so why not? I'm sure you've heard about so many of them already. I did too, but somehow they clicked only after I applied them to Minecraft, so now I can actually use them in art. Thank you for watching. I hope you found at least one tip from this video useful. Have a good one. Bye!